Hey there, I'm going to take you on an inside look at the Back to School About Me stations. These are completely customizable. They can be used in two different ways when in the print version, and then they also are available in the digital version. And I'm going to take you through how to use both of them step by step, start to finish. Okay, so with the physical version of the stations, this is what you have. You have 6 station cards that come 2 per page. You have this piece, and then you have the directions. So the directions tell you to prep, copy the coloring page 1 per student, and then print and cut the station cards and have them at each station. So the station cards are super easy to prep. You just print them and then cut straight down the center. If you really want them to be the same size, you can do some trimming, but these are really just fine as is. If you want to laminate them, you can. These also come in editable versions. So station 1 deals with their birth order. Station 2 is the name. Station 2 is the 2 subjects that they prefer. Station 3 is their name, and then so on. Now, the 2 ways that you can have students do this, you can give each of them this paper and they carry this around the stations with them, or you have this cut up. And I'm going to quickly show it to you cut up. And when I make my resources, the ones that need to be cut, I try my hardest to make them have straight lines. So if you have a paper cutter, you can quickly get these cut. I don't have a paper cutter just yet, so I can't do that, but still, you can see how quickly this is to cut. Or if you want, if you have an extra 2 minutes at the beginning of class, you can have students cut up their own and then have 6 different people walk around collecting pieces. So you'll have one person who walks around and collects all of the polka dot pieces. One person who walks around and collects all for piece number 2, piece number 3, piece number 4, piece number 5, and 6, and then they will put them with the correct stations. So this way you can have your students step up to help getting things prepped, and you don't have to take the time to do that. So if you do it this way, then each station would just look like this. You'll have the station card. I'll just use station 2 because it's right here. You'll have the station card, and then you will have a stack of that individual piece at the station. And then I recommend too, I just have colored pens right here, but having crayons and colored pencils at the station. That way students don't have to walk around with them. Now, in COVID times, students will have to have their own supplies probably, but if not, you can just have it like this, and then students can go ahead and they'll color this piece to reflect their choices. So top 2 subjects, obviously, since I do math, I will do purple for math, and obviously it would be colored better. And then we'll say science for green. So students, while they're at the station, they would color their piece to reflect their choices, and then all they have to carry with them is the piece to the next station. And at the end, they'll gather all these pieces, and they won't know what it should look like when it's finished, so they'll have to put the puzzle together, and they can do that by gluing it down just on a plain sheet of paper. And then you can use these and hang them around your room. And they're great because it's a way for students to be able to kind of look around and get to know their classmates without having to do the whole stand up and tell me about you thing. Because station 3, which is this long centerpiece, is their name. So it says, creatively write your name largely across this space, print, write in cursive, block letters, your choice, use your favorite color. So they can creatively write their name and use a favorite color at the same time. So when these are hanging up around your room, everybody's name will be there as well. So that's just a look at how to use the print version. Definitely, if you plan to use these year after year, you can laminate these cards. That way, the only prep you actually have to do is going to be the puzzle itself. Okay, now I'm going to show you the digital version of the back to school stations. Now, these are listed as stations, so you can send them out individually, or what I recommend is simply take slide number 2 and send this to your students. And you can send them an individual slide by just going to File, Make a Copy, Selected Slides, and then you can rename it. We'll just say Student Slide. And it will open up in a new tab. And what it does is it saves itself in your own, it saves itself here. So student slide, and then you can change to it BTS stations so you know what it is. And then this could be what you send to your students. Then you can send them each of these one at a time. You can have them, even if you're a strictly digital school, if you're still in person, they can rotate around the room. You can have each station up at a different laptop. They have their own laptops or tablets, and then they can work on their own piece when they get to that station and see what it says. So for example, station 1 is based upon birth order. Not everything, the slide itself is not editable, but the content is editable. So you can change this if you'd like. So let's look here, it says use the shade feature to color the circles in section 1. If you're the oldest child, color the circles blue. So I'm going to go to my student slide. I am the oldest child, so I'm going to color my circles blue. Now I'm on a Mac, and I can color all of these at once you can drag and select, but then it's going to risk picking up the lines here. But I can select one and then hold on here, sorry. I'm holding down Control and selecting the others. But I don't know why it's bringing up all those boxes there, but so I can pick my blue, and then I can color everything in blue. And I am using the drag just to make it a little bit quicker, and you can see I accidentally changed blue, which is a feature that I wish Google could get a hold of here. They need to leave this like PowerPoint and Word where once you color it, well, now it'll leave it up here. Okay, so then they could go to station number 2, stripes. Pick the 2 subjects you prefer over the rest. Alternately, change the color of the stripes using the 2 colors that correspond to your choices. So in the print tutorial, I use math and science. It's purple and green. So I would alternate here, coloring these purple and green. So that's how students complete this digitally. There's a little bit more room for creativity with number 3 if you leave it as is. They can type their name largely across the space in the font of their choice, use a favorite color. So here they would insert a text box. It's obviously going to be this way right now, but they can rotate it, and then they can center the text. They can make it a lot bigger and drag it. And Google has quite a bit of font choices. So they can pick a font that they like and then their favorite color. So they would use the text and then make it their favorite color. So both of these work the same way, except with the print version, you have the option of having the pieces cut out and then assembled like a puzzle. The digital version doesn't have that option, but it still has the same effect. And then when students are finished with their slide, they can share it back to you. Or if you're using Google Classroom, it's already set up to give you access once they're done with it. And then you could always send out a PowerPoint presentation with these from the class. You can make like a collage or something to where it can still be shared with the class and they can see and learn about each other. So there's your digital tutorial for the back to school stations.